Well, it was a big lead up to the second round of the D1NZ Championship here at Mount Smart. We we had the cyclones coming through and tearing the north apart, and then offering our second car, my old car, to Kurt Blackie, and preparing that, and also preparing the activation car, which we weren't planning on using. We were planning on using our pro car and having that tuned last Monday, and out here, I was just so amped to have that car singing here in Mount Smart Stadium. We got here, we got Kurt set up in the car, and made sure that the gearing was right and setting position and all that sort of stuff. And straight away he got out there, and I was like, I felt confident, like he's a good peddler, and I knew he would adapt to the car pretty good, like we put a lot of R&D into that car. And just for someone to, just like when Cole Armstrong turned up at Pukekohe, most people thought, oh, Fangy, you're mad, like what are you throwing someone, into a car and your car and throwing them in at Pukekohe doing 200k entries. Well, I knew that they could pedal, and I knew that the car is capable and comfortable for that person, That was that side of the pits, and the Ford Mustang RTR, it just, touch wood, it never lets us down. It's such a solid, comfortable setup that we've developed with this car as well. And you turn up to an event, we already know what gearing we want to run. We have a good base to start with, and that takes a few years to get that data and stuff like that, and everything's sort of just clicking quite nicely now. We qualified second. We didn't get the second qualifying pass that I was hoping to get due to a power steering line rubbing in a real weird place that made a line let go, and caused me to have no power steering through the last part of the section. We fixed that overnight. We came back here this morning, and for comp day the car still didn't feel right, like I was fighting the steering. We tried everything we could, we just had to deal with it. We turned up for our top 16 battle, and that was against Nico Reed. He's a driver that you don't underestimate. He's most probably one of the very few drivers that have podiumed after podium. I think it was about 3 rounds in a row I think he won. So it was awesome to have him back in the sport. I know he can pedal, I know I can trust him to drive against, but a pretty tough battle to have in our top 16.
As they come into the last part of the section here, but look at that, being nice and wide, now wanting to get right up on the door of Nico Reed. What a drive by both of these gentlemen out there.
Moving on to Dave Steedman in the top 8, and I was like, wow, Dave's been driving really well, and he's another one that you don't underestimate, and he did really well until he just pushed it most probably a foot too deep on the entry, clipped the wall, upset the car, and which gave us the win on that battle.
Yeah, big entry there from Dave. Wow, right out on the wall, touches the wall, puts himself off there, regains it again. Banger, just sit back just enough, drops another wheel, does Dave in that outside zone, not what the judges want to see.
I think I had most probably the hardest side of the tree, or the hardest battles to get through today. We came up against Taylor James in the top 4, and I thought, I was winding him up, I was down there helping him fuel his car up in the race suit, and I was like, you won last year, it's my turn this time. And we were just winding each other up.
Doing a good job through here as they transition nicely before Taylor wants to dive back up on Fanga's door. But he's so shallow, big mistake there by Taylor James, trying to get up on the door of Fanga Dan.
On the other side of the tree, Kurt was going through, he plucked off his first battle, was actually the #1 qualifier. He drove amazingly, and because he was on the other side of the tree, we meet in the finals, and what more that you could ask for? 2 cars that we've built out of the FDC stables is, I think, every team's dream. It felt amazing to have the 2 cars. I didn't care who won. It was just unreal. It was like, this isn't happening. This is what you dream of. We both just pedaled it. It was just super cool, you know. He blew the bumper off before even coming into the burnout box and tore the tail lights out of it. Like he didn't put a scratch on the car all day, and turns up on the line and he's missing bumpers and tail lights. And for everyone that was here on the day, and the crews from other teams were just like so pumped to see that Ford versus Holden battle, and putting on that good show. So absolutely stoked with the outcome today. Another top step for myself, and we move on to round 3 at Taupo.
Slowing the car down nicely. Now this is a good battle from both drivers. Kurt pushing a little bit wide there, but open the door up for Fanga to come right up on the inside there. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. The Century Battery Mustang and Commodore are doing it right.
I'm just blown away, but I just want to thank all my brand partners, my crew, double running these cars. We had some major troubles with ours, and we've still got problems that we need to fix when we get back. But yeah, what an event. It's my favourite event, and I think that's maybe why I do so well. I just come here with a big smile and want to put on a big show. So.